Okay, guys, it's me, Sunny, here again once more to give you a lowdown from Atlas Health and Nutrition. So, really, in truth, though, I'm here to enlighten you either way and to help you help yourself. And if you really need my help, you can come to me at that point. But today, though, is really about a review of Robb Wolf's The Paleo Solution, the original human diet, which is the most wonderful book on understanding how to follow the Paleolithic diet. Whether or not you care about the history, the results are undeniable. People can say whatever the hell they want, but if you go on this diet for 30 days straight, experiment with it, and stick to it hardcore, you will see improved results in the way you digest food, how you can clear up your skin, make it more vibrant, bring out the true health in it, and to really, take control of any serious health issues. It's practically everything, because if it causes pain, it's caused by inflammation. If it's causing inflammation, that has something to do pretty much with either something that you're eating 60% of the time or something else in the environment. And that's why, following the Paleolithic path or any sort of diet which is very much focused on dropping all of the Western foods that we're now eating, which we talk about in terms of grains, highly refined sugars, and processed foods, really makes a significant impact on working with your genetics and improving your health significantly and making you a better you with stronger brain function, better health, better speed, better muscle building, really being able to stay lean and lose weight effortlessly without having to, worry about the consequences of, pretty much eating like junk food and then, losing your health after dozens of years, dozens, 20, 30 years later, finding yourself completely overweight, having completely lost the will to do anything. But really, in truth, Robb Wolf's The Paleo Solution is, it's not necessarily something amazingly new. It's actually about us going back to our original roots, going back to the way our genetics, which hasn't changed that much. We've only had, Western foods for only the last, less than maybe 1,000 years or so, probably even less than that, since the Industrial Revolution, which is somewhere around the 1800s. And so our genes aren't really used to the way we're doing. We're running on ancient architecture and hardware, kind of like running a 1990 IBM computer trying to run the latest and greatest programs of 2012. And that's really what's going on with the human body. And the challenges that we face are what we're seeing in terms of either complete malnutrition and being underweight, or complete malnutrition and being overweight. Both are signs and symptoms of not getting enough of the right vitamins, minerals, nutrients, and food, and as well as sabotaging the way that your body actually uses food for energy and to build itself back up. And so Robb's book is a good book for it. I practically recommend it for anyone who's willing to go through even the geeky science side of things. The only alternative would be to go and read Marxism's Primal Blueprint, which is a much more dumbed down explanation, still solid background in science and in the way of how paleo works, in terms of the way our ancestors used to eat and whatnot. And Robb's book really delves into the science and explains to you why certain foods are better for you, and better because they work with the way your hormones and genetics actually works. For example, eating more meat, makes you full faster and keeps you pretty much not hungry for much longer, because it releases a special, chemical, more PYY, which helps to pretty much keep you full and feel full, essentially. And Robb goes into the details, being a former biochemist, of explaining all of this in the Paleo Solution, the original human diet. And it's great for that reason, primarily. It's great for that especially if you're willing to delve into the science and really understand how your body works. And the rest of the book is really very simple. It provides you primarily the history of how our ancestors really ate, worked out, things like that. And it addresses all the other societal issues that we've got in terms of, the fact that we don't sleep enough. High stress actually leads to weight gain and inflammation, which leads to eventually as a factor of diabetes, cancer, and other diseases. And then also he leads on into things like recipes for paleo, going 30 days and taking a 30-day paleo challenge, and also discussing what kind of supplements he would recommend that you take if you have to. And he doesn't try to push his own line of supplements or anything like that, because obviously he's a personal trainer. He's already got his own business. He's not into the supplement or nutrition business, and he's really out there to help you save your life, essentially, from what we have today. And of course, there are stories, success stories of people who have changed their lives, lawyers, receptionists, administrators, you name it. Whoever has ever had some sort of serious digestive problem, bloating, diabetes, cancer, things like that. He discusses these stories, and even on his website, he has also mentioned things like Dr. Terry Walls, who completely reversed her Lou Gehrig's Parkinson's style disease, or actually full-blown disease, by going on pretty much a Paleolithic style diet and cutting out all of the toxins that we are now eating every day, pretty much, and destroying ourselves and destroying the way our brain works and how our health works. And so he goes through all of that and covers it in very, down-to-earth manner as much as possible, despite the fact there's a lot of science terms and jargon, and he warns you ahead of time that it's coming. Some people have criticized him for that. I think Robb has done an admirable and amazing job, walking people through the entire, system, your human system, and how it works. And he gives you the door and says that he gives you the chance to open that door and help yourself. And pretty much, I've followed similarly his advice, to the extent that I've read so much about it and decided to follow the advice and found it to be particularly useful and enlightening, and it has really changed and fixed up my health greatly, because I've had to deal with issues like diabetes, pretty much pre-diabetic, episodes, which would have eventually led to the point of either complete loss of sight or amputation of my toes and fingers. So I know exactly the worst case scenario and just how powerful this diet really is for helping you to overcome not just weight loss problems, but also diabetes and whatnot. So Robb's book is an amazing book for anyone and everyone to read. I would highly recommend it. Definitely say that it's not a long read. Once you go through it, you just start being so fascinated by what you learn that you want to put it into practice and make it happen. So definitely recommend getting the Paleo Solution, the Original Human Diet by Robb Wolf. There are tons of other books also related to the subject. I find Robb's take to be a new, refreshing way of looking at things and explaining it, in very concise and simple terms, as simple as science can go for those who don't study science. So pick up a copy from Amazon.com. The link is included below in the description and also in the attached web posting on my website at Atlas Health and Nutrition. Okay, take care and good health.